Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stefan and welcome to another Guild Wars 2 video. Now today we're going to be talking about Silverwastes. I've done a video on Silverwastes and how you can farm materials and karma, but today I'm not going to be doing on how to do them exactly, but more like information for you guys of why Silverwastes is so good. Now first I'm going to start off with why and what is good for you. Why would you want to do it? First, you get a lot of materials. There's no doubt in that you get a lot of materials out of this, which, will help you with everything. It doesn't matter what you're going for. Is it going for ascended armor or ascended weapons, or is it legendary weapon, or are you just going for gold? Second thing you get a lot is karma. It's not the best way to get karma, but you do get a ton of karma because you do a lot of small events that are happening in the map itself, so that way you get a lot of karma and as well a lot of materials, and as well magic find. Magic find doesn't really directly you don't get it directly, but here's what I usually do. When I do a run of Silverwastes, I kill everything, right? You kill everything, you do as many events as you can, you get a lot of bags, which when you open you get a lot of gear, right? But the gear most of the time is pretty worthless. You don't do anything with it. You can't you can sell it on the trading post, but it doesn't give you that much money. So what I do is I would exchange it for materials, right? And that way you as well get, in the process you get as well magic find, and when you get a lot of gear, a lot of it, you just instantly get a lot of magic find as well, which will later on help you with getting more good stuff. It's just good to have a lot of magic find. And the last thing you get a lot is gold. If you don't sell everything you get, like materials, you still get a good amount of gold. It's a pretty decent amount, not the best. It's not like the recent video I did on how you can go around and just get wood, and by that you'll get a lot of gold. That's a good way. If you haven't checked that out, go and check it out. But today we actually have an even better one. This does give more gold than that one, but it requires you to sell everything. It does require you to sell all the materials, everything you get, and as well, if you get gear, exchange it to materials, sell the materials, and you're good to go. Something else you get is bandit crests. Now these are amazing because when you get a lot of it, you can exchange it to either materials, which again leads to gold, or you can get obsidian shards. I would recommend getting obsidian shards because they're a lot harder to farm. Materials you can always buy off the trading post. Obsidian shards not so much. And so I would recommend getting obsidian shards. If you're going for a legendary, boom, you're one step closer. I don't know why I always give the legendary as an example. I think because everyone wants a legendary. Just when they log in the game, first time playing, they level up to 80 and all of a sudden they hear about legendary weapons and they're like, what? Let me see that. And they look amazing. They're not better stat wise than ascended gear, but just the looks of it, you can't deny that legendary weapons look epic. So you probably want one, right? Because that way everyone, when they walk by and they see you with a legendary in your hands swinging from side to side, they'll be like, wow, okay, I want to be like that guy, right? So it's a good thing to have a legendary. It's not a must, but it's a cool thing to have one. So bandit crests, obsidian shards, one step closer. If you're doing that, you can kind of think of your, prioritize which you need more. Materials, you need a lot of materials for the legendary weapons, right? But here's the thing, most of the time you need tier 7 materials. So the other ones you get, not so much. What you could do is sell them, keep the gold, and buy more either tier 7 material or something else you need for the legendary. Now, what else is good about Silverwastes? Well, it is so much fun to do. I cannot deny at all that it's fun to do. It's a little bit harder than just plain PvP, walking around the world and fighting. It's a little bit more complex, especially if you don't have a group that you're playing with and you happen to be alone doing a whole event by yourself. sometimes it gets a little bit hard, but I like that complexity. It keeps me going, and overall it's just fun, and most of the time it's full. It is absolutely full. It's packed with people and you're just having a good time. Now, something else, it doesn't take long. One run of Silverwastes doesn't take that much time. Usually it will go about 30 minutes. I would say 30 minutes if you get a good pre-ready map, if you know what I mean. You can join a world that has already, for example, 60% completed of Silverwastes, and you could just continue on doing. Now, why I would suggest doing that? Because, you know, obviously the events are going the whole time you're in the map, so it doesn't really matter when you join. Well, it kind of does, because the last boss and the previous small little bosses that you fight, they give a lot of the materials and gear and everything you get. So basically it's getting, if you get closer to the end, you can do more runs that way. If you get like somehow you get 4 runs with 90% done Silverwastes, you're good to go. You get a lot and a lot of gear. So if you happen to get so lucky, well, congrats, you made a lot of gold or a lot of material, and that way you're just one step closer to the legendary. It's just amazing. Silverwastes is amazing. So if you haven't really played it, or if you've doubted, you know, if it's good or not, totally recommend it. You go in, and some of you are probably wondering, well, okay, you make a lot of gold, but can you tell us exactly around how much gold do you make? Well, okay, I can, from my experience, from selling everything you get, and if you get gear, exchange it to material. By exchange, I mean salvage. You salvage the gear to material, and you sell the material. That way, a good 1 hour, you can get about 15 gold. That's from my experience. You could do better, you could do worse. I don't really know. I've done a lot of runs. I haven't really calculated it, but the most recent ones, for 1 hour, about 15 gold, which is pretty good. It's pretty crazy. It's a little different from the wood chopping one. You get there about 8-9 gold, which is still pretty good per hour. But, you know, this is a little bit more complex. You do need to be level 80 and have some decent gear so you can survive and not die all the time. And, you know, to be kind of experienced with your character, you know, with your class, so you can play. And that's all you have to do. And it's, again, it's not much. You don't need a lot of things. You get a lot of income. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of a small talk of Guild Wars 2. If you did, press that like button and subscribe to get notified when I upload new content. And as always, see you next time. Okay, so leveling guide, how to level up faster in Black Desert Online, because everyone seems to have that struggle with Black Desert Online. When they start up the game, the first thing they notice, well, it's a little bit different from the other MMORPGs because it's a bit more harder to level up. And I mean, I don't know if it's harder or longer. It is longer, but it comes down to really hardcore grinding in order to level up. So there are ways